Across the wide lands of Uz lived a man named Job, wealthy, respected, and deeply devoted to God, a man whose faith shaped every decision and whose life seemed perfectly blessed. Yet Job's devotion ran deeper than prosperity. Every dawn he lifted prayers and sacrifices to God, fearing his children might unknowingly wander from righteousness. In the quiet courtyard of his estate, Job gathered his grown sons and daughters, raising his hands in blessing, covering their lives with prayer beneath warm sunlight. But beyond the world of men, in the unseen courts of heaven, a conversation began, one that would test the strength of Job's unshakable faith. Satan appeared before God and questioned Job's devotion, suggesting that loyalty born from blessing would crumble the moment prosperity disappeared. So God allowed the test to begin, granting permission for Job's possessions to be taken, but forbidding any harm to the man himself. The storm arrived. Without warning, messengers ran breathless across Job's estate, bringing terrible news that his oxen and servants had been violently stolen. Before grief could settle, another messenger burst in. Fire from heaven had fallen, destroying sheep and shepherds, leaving nothing but smoke behind. Then the final blow came swiftly. Raiders carried off the camels, and the servants were struck down, wealth vanishing like dust in the wind. And as the weight of loss crushed the moment, the most heartbreaking message arrived. Job's children had perished when a violent desert wind collapsed their house. Silence filled the courtyard as grief pierced Job's heart, yet he tore his robe, fell to the ground and bowed before God. With trembling voice he declared, "Naked I came into this world, and naked I will depart. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But the story did not end there. Once again, the courts of heaven witnessed Satan challenge Job's loyalty, claiming suffering would break him completely. This time permission was granted for deeper suffering, and soon painful sores covered Job's body from head to foot. Once a prince among men, Job now sat in ashes outside the city, scraping his wounds with broken pottery. Even his wife, crushed by grief and despair, urged him to curse God and surrender to death. But Job refused, answering quietly, "Shall we accept good from God, yet refuse hardship when it comes?" Word of his suffering spread, and 3 friends journeyed across distant lands to comfort the fallen patriarch. When they saw him from afar, they barely recognized him. Grief-stricken, they wept loudly and tore their robes. For 7 days and nights they sat beside him in silence, overwhelmed by suffering too deep for words. At last Job spoke, cursing the day he was born, pouring out anguish from a heart shattered by pain. But his friends misunderstood, insisting hidden sin must explain such suffering. Job defended his integrity, wrestling with questions about justice, pain, and the mysterious silence of heaven. Then suddenly the wind rose, clouds gathered, and from a roaring whirlwind the voice of God thundered. God revealed the vast mysteries of creation, reminding Job how small human understanding is before divine wisdom. Humbled by the encounter, Job bowed deeply, acknowledging God's power and surrendering every question. Then God restored Job's honor and rebuked the friends who had wrongly judged him. Blessing flowed again into Job's life, greater wealth, renewed peace, and a future brighter than before. In the restored courtyard of his estate, Job's grown sons and daughters returned, embracing him beneath radiant sunlight. And so the man who endured unimaginable suffering lived long afterward, his story forever declaring that faith can endure even the fiercest storm.